Welcome to another edition of the Soxcast, episode number 12. And by the quantity of guests, this is the biggest episode of the Soxcast to date. And I've got the Valpo crew from this past summer on with me: Angel DiFederico, Jacob Rosenkranz, Nathan Chasey, and Kyle Schmack. Gentlemen, I know this was weeks in the making, but I'm glad I finally got all four of you here on the Soxcast.
Happy to be here.
Thank you,
for having us, Timmy.
So obviously coming from, far in Indiana, what was your first impressions of coming to Utica, New York, and being part of one of the top 5 summer leagues in the country? I mean, any one of y'all can take that to start.
I know, it was pretty cool for me just because I had never been to New York, and I'm just I'm from Iowa, so just going to a bigger state like that, and then being able to be around different guys from the Northeast area was really cool for me. Just because I hadn't ever been around ever met anyone from the Northeast area, so that was really cool. And playing with this team was really fun, and I enjoyed just the coaches and the media and all that stuff that was covering us. So it was good. It was a good experience.
And I know, Rosie, you got the pitch on opening night, and I'm pretty sure you closed it out.
Yes, that is true. One big thing that kind of stuck out to me, it was my first collegiate summer. And traveling to New York, I've never been there, kind of like Chasey, but it was definitely interesting and a very long drive. But it was good to go to meet new guys from different schools, and just get to know who they really are, because baseball is a very broad sport, and it's a very loving sport as well. Everyone is very close-knit.
Very well said. Schmack, I know you were one of those guys that started opening night as well.
Yeah, it was definitely something different. It was pretty nice having to go out there and not have to worry about school or anything else kind of going on. So we just went out there just to play baseball in a new setup, and getting away kind of helped us kind of more focus on that and not really worry about what the heck else was going on. So it was a blast.
Last but not least, Angel.
It was fun. Got to travel 10 hours away from my family for the first time in my life. So it was nice to be on my own for once, actually on my own, and do things on my own and make my own schedule, and kind of is in a sense it was kind of preparing me for the next step, I guess, just trying to mature a little bit and get stuff done for myself, I guess.
So in terms of obviously Rosie touched on it in terms of how unique of a sport is, and how teams can gel over certain things. And I know this, I might have force fed it a little bit, but the way it just you guys naturally responded to it, because I tinkered as the PA music guy with something whenever we scored to just get the fans going, and to give it away, pump them up. So yeah, and it took until the second game, but how great was it to, be a part of something, like that just rallied your team and really the entire fans, anytime guy crossed over plate and just hearing, Endor, over the loudspeakers.
So it was funny, being a first time summer ball guy. So I kind of went into the summer thinking I was only going to care for myself as a player and my Valpo guys as players. And kind of as the season went on and that such, even though I knew we were only going to be playing 50 games together, it almost felt like we were an actual team in a sense by the end of the year. And so, yeah, that the songs and stuff kind of brought it together during the game, I guess.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was pretty cool. We, you go in there, you don't really know anyone, and the first couple of days it was just Rosie and I, and you kind of start doing stuff like that, and just just stupid stuff, throwing your arms in the air, and you guys just kind of start to bond as one big team over that. And it's just everyone else looks at them and oh, these guys are stupid, and we're nah, it's it's kind of our thing. It's pretty cool. You wouldn't get it if you were on this team, you'd understand, but you're not.
I'm trying to think, like, now that I think about it, I mean, you talk about, some certain guys just fist pumping. I mean, Gio would get like straddle himself on the railing of the dugout and just like, I think at one point he grabbed like one of the lawn chairs from the clubhouse and just started just like hoisting up at his, like, I mean, did you expect to take, I mean, Chasey and Rosie, did you ever expect it to take on a life of its own like that?
No, not at all. I knew like it to be like something to like get like the crowd going and like just something that would like enhance the mood of like when we'd score and stuff. But like it was taken to a whole different level with, in the dugout and stuff that we were doing. So it was pretty funny. So
Yeah, I would kind of agree because, I mean, as the summer went on, you could see how just the pump it up slogan when we would score kind of just gelled us together because at the beginning of the summer, we would just throw our hands up in there. But then like in the middle, we were goofing off, raising chairs up and jumping on top of the fence. And you could just really see how that was kind of like a big part of who we were as a team.
So I got to ask this because early on in the season, obviously, in terms of, things that we do, we like to have our mascot come out sometime. It's formerly known as Brewster, but now known as Bluester. And I believe it was Nathan who, was the first one to, first player to step into the costume and have some fun with that. First of all, how did that come up? And, and eventually, like, was it like, how hot was it in that thing?
oh gosh, I remember Giuliano came up to me or like a group of us was like, hey, like just do any of you just want to put on the mascot and walk around for a little bit in it? And I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not throwing it after the night before, so I'll put it on. I'll go mess around with it. And once I put that thing on and people started playing music, I mean, it just kind of took over, and I was having a good time with it. But it was hot in that thing, very hot.
Would you say you or Gio was better in, doing your thing in that costume?
Chasey.
It was 100% me.
Yeah.
No, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Gio just liked to go into the crowd and
Chasey, I've seen Chasey he would just be hitting all those dance moves in BP constantly. Like, would you guys say that Chasey was the dance guy on the team, or if not, who was it and why?
I would say it would be between Tanner Kim and Chasey.
TK definitely takes that.
Yeah.
I gotta give Tanner the crown on that.
Tanner was more of an
Gio and Eddie.
Tanner was more of an e-boy, but I'd give it to Chasey. Tanner kind of just did TikTok dances the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, he did hit the smees clean. I'll give him that.
He was clean with that. He was really clean with that.
I mean, fair bro, no, but that's for another time. But so let's talk about I believe, because obviously I know Rosie and Schmack were in Utica first. Angel and Chasey came along after, and I think this might have been your first home game. Maybe it wasn't, but you guys are playing Oneonta at home, and it's Dollar Dog Night. But you guys, all of you really just took it on as something else. So how did all of you just come together and say, you know what, nah, it's Dollar Glizzy Night?
Someone else can take this one.
Yeah, I mean, so I always had referred to hot dogs as glizzies. So that was something. And then there was this, a TikTok video of this guy saying like Glizzy Day, baby. And I just loved that video. So I would always say it whenever it was a hot dog night. So that just kind of took off, but it was I got it from a TikTok video. So
now we know. I mean, but now that I think about it, have you guys ever seen a guy? Because I mean, you guys got some great post-game meals, but have you ever seen a guy down so many hot dogs over the course of an entire summer like Gio?
Chasey, second semester at Valpo. he destroyed glizzies every night at our food union.
He averaged probably 3 a night.
Yeah.
I cannot accept or deny these accusations.
Yep.
All right, Chasey pleads the fifth. Noted. Got it.
Yes.
So during the course of July, because obviously Auburn had overtaken you guys at the top of the division, but a couple of walk-off wins really got some momentum back on your side. But the most wild one had to have been the day before the 4th of July. You guys are playing Watertown at home, and I'm pretty sure I think there were like 2 or 3 rain delays in the same inning in the bottom of the 9th, in the middle of an at-bat. What are your guys' memories from that? And eventually, Ramo getting that walk-off walk to win the game. I think he scored 3 in the 9th to win it too.
I mean, I would just say
that was. Go for it, Rose.
I would just say, like, how we adopted that kind of goofy, fun culture, but like, and also like a seriousness culture with the whole pump it up thing. And with a game like that, when you have so many rain delays and stuff like that, things can get kind of boring and stuff. So you gotta have a little fun with it. And I think that was something that we did a good job with not taking it all that serious and having some fun with it. And we ended up out on top because we were just enjoying ourselves and having fun.
Chasey, you want to piggyback off that?
That was dang near what I was gonna say too. So said it best.
I remember I was I had a day off that day, and I was bullpen catching, and I had to run back and forth because I thought the game was gonna end, and then we were getting rain delayed, so I was literally running back and forth from the bullpen like 4 or 5 times.
And so one thing I remember, so during one of those rain delays, I mean, I think at that point, okay, so there are a couple of things. Number one, I had to keep things light for you guys, and I threw on the Harlem Shake. And I saw Chasey, LaPointe, and Gio, that turned into a party for one. And then number two, right before Ramo came back with a base loaded in the tie game, I decided, because I think Enos told Franchi to call me and tell me to do this, but shifting the Blue Day intro to the end of the game to make sure that, you guys stayed fired up and walked off. And I called it too. I'm like, clap for the mayors of Walkoff City. And then 3 pitches later, sign, seal, deliver, we're done. So, and by the way, I know, Angel, you caught the camera guy following, the walk-off celebration. Like, was yelling Utica into that camera planned or no?
I don't think so. I think it just happened. I was just living my best life out there.
I mean, Angel always lives his best life. Everyone loves Angel. I mean, even though everyone tells you to grow up. I mean, I got to ask about that too. Where did that come from?
The grow up thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Jeff. Maybe Jeff said something.
If anyone, it has to be Jeff, because I feel like, I mean, you two. I mean, I don't want to call it a bromance, but if that's pretty damn close. I mean,
it was a bromance.
Yeah.
It was a bromance. It still is a bromance.
Yeah. This is what this show is all about. Coming to the truth. But anyways, and then so the other thing that I know was a big thing among y'all, at least, hum now. Give me the origin story for that. I know that's Schmack's thing, I think.
No, it's Rosie's thing.
Okay,
that was 100% Rosie.
Oh, the hum now, brother.
Yeah.
Hum now.
Yeah, that was Rosie.
All right, hit me with it.
Hum now, brother.
All right, so where did they come from?
It just, I don't know. It just came to be. I think it was around my freshman year, so my first year, but it just happened and everyone kind of liked it or something. And
I think it was
got it from someone that played.
Yeah, there's someone on our team who did it.
It down to someone, and I guess I kind of just took that over and started saying it a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, you do realize that, like, I mean, even in the academy, like weeks after the season ended, I would just hear Ashley the trainer just saying it like every 5th sentence.
That's awesome. It's contagious, man.
Oh yeah, even now, I just even if I'm replying, I reply to some I think it was Schmack. I replied to something for him on IG, and I'm immediately hum now. Just it's reflexive. I mean, again, it's all fun. But tell me what that being a part of a chase like you were against Auburn towards the end of the year, and having those two big meaningful games in the end of the regular season against them at home. So starting with Pink Night. What was that experience like for y'all? And, had you, obviously that was a pretty big crowd. Was that the biggest you had ever been a part of up until that point?
I don't know about the biggest, but it was definitely at least like top 3, and it was probably pretty close to 1, even if it wasn't 1. And but the momentum from that game and how interactive it was with just everything that was going on, and we always ran out to you saying people, and then we started doing dances and stuff before we ran out, and that was the first time we ever did that. So it was just a different atmosphere that night, you could tell.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a big one too. I mean, again, big divisional game. I think it was a half a game separating. I know, again, that power duo with Rosie on the mound and Angel catching. I mean, Rosie, how easy was it for you to just go out there and just shove to a guy that you are awfully familiar with, with Angel?
It's like every single time I throw to him, it felt normal. So, there's not much to it. Just him and I are comfortable together.
So in that particular night, was there more incentive for you to just go out there and just dominate Auburn, with your grandmother, breast cancer survivor, mind you, throwing out the first pitch and then you taking the ball from her and just manhandling the Double Days?
It was mostly just going out there and showing her that I'm having fun, and that another big thing was just that I want to do good for her, because I know just had a lot of struggles in her life, and it was just important to me to be able to prove to her that I'm having fun and I want to do well for her, because she drove over, I think, around 13 to 15 hours to be there for that game. So it was, yeah.
And I know, Chasey was a part of it too. I'm pretty sure, I think he might have closed it out if I'm not mistaken. I know Figgy came out of the pen and Flayhive came out of the pen. But, did you feel better knowing that you had such a big cushion because of the performances of guys like Schmack and Angel and of all people, Harris making the catch of the year in the 9th?
He did make a great catch out there. It was good. It was fun to close out just because I knew there wasn't really, much pressure behind it, but it was just a fun game to be a part of. So, yeah, having, even the defensive plays behind me made it way more fun, especially got the crowd into it all the way through the 9th.
So the second home game of 3 days later, so I know Rosie, was already resting up for playoff time. Chasey, I think, was still resting, but you guys got to witness arguably the best pitching performance of the entire year for you guys. Dewey had to come out after 2 innings due to an arm issue. And then what was it like for you two guys as fellow pitchers, Nate, Chasey and Rosie, watching Figgy just manhandle? Rosie was good. Rosie was great against him on Pink Night. Figgy was on another level.
That was an impressive performance. I was really happy for Figgy just because he had usually just pitched 1 or 2 innings. Most times he'd come in for relief, and he was on short rest and everything too. So him coming in and just being able to, dominate and show that his stuff is, is at the best as it could be. And I think that even helped him from being out of JUCO to finding a 4-year school as well. So I think, that performance there kind of sealed his deal. So it was good for him. It was really, honestly, it was really impressive too. So.
Yeah,
So go ahead. Sorry, man. My bad, Rosie. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I couldn't say it any better. It was very impressive, to say the least.
So the last day of the regular season, we didn't know it was the last day because of the rain delays that happened the day after, but having the chance to clinch a playoff berth against Watertown, I think you guys kind of knew, okay, we're going to win this game. But did you guys ever expect to win 20-3?
No.
Not exactly, no.
I think Angel hit his first home run that game.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to that too, because I mean, so in 5 innings that you tied the single game record for runs with 19 in the bottom of the 6th, and I asked a bunch of people about this, but of all the people, I mean, because that was a very good lineup, but you could say, oh yeah, Angel could have driven in the 20th in a number of ways, but I don't think anyone was expecting a home run. So Angel, what did you see in that on that pitch? To club one down the left field line for the dinger.
The bat before that, I guess the mindset was try to hit bombs because we were up by 10 already. Everyone was kind of trying at that point. So someone said, don't try to hit a bomb and don't try to swing hard, and that's kind of just what happened for the next at bat.
So did you did you get something low or high that you kind of just clubbed up and down the line?
It was like it might have been like a little lower than the chest. It was a little high. I can't really remember.
I mean, obviously, I feel like I said something over the loudspeaker, but like, did it sink in that like your home run just broke that single game run record?
No, I don't really know. Whenever home runs happen, I guess for me, it's kind of like an out of body experience because it really doesn't happen very often. So I kind of just zone out when it kind of like it's just...
kind of like Ricky Bobby, like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that to have that kind of effect, honest to God. But I mean, everyone was hitting that night. Angel was doing some damage. Jeff was driving in runs. Schmack was getting hit after hit. But I mean, for you two guys as hitters, what was it like, watching a guy as consummate professional as Lou DeLeon was as a hitter, who, by the way, in that game broke the all-time hits record for the Blue Sox?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty crazy to hit behind and watch because I hit behind him at the beginning of the year, and it just seemed like every single time, like just barrel here, barrel there, just another barrel, and you're like, oh man, like wow, like this guy's pretty good, and you don't really know who he is, and he's just catching a barrel every time he goes up to bat. So I mean, it was just, I mean, he obviously deserves that more than anyone there.
So I don't know if you guys knew this, but in 3 years in Utica, guy was a 365 hitter. In 3 years. Like, I wish I was making that up, but that's 100% factual. I mean, I think he hit 397 one year to win the batting title. I mean, that's just Lou being Lou. I mean, Lou is probably the quietest guy in the clubhouse. And obviously that whole clubhouse had a lot of characters. And obviously, Chasey was one of them. Angel was one of them. But were there some sleeper characters in the clubhouse, like guys that really didn't say much, but when they did, it was funny as hell?
Tanner Kim.
Tanner, yeah.
Tanner Kim, 100%.
One
of the funniest guys.
That's true. You know what's really funny? I knew he was funny once he said, like, for 2000s night, give me one less lonely girl.
Yeah,
sounds like him.
That's him.
That's him.
Like Tanner Kim, I'm him. Like that would have been. And by the way, I gotta ask you. So I know we did 2 different promotional nights. I know we did a 2000s night and we did a Broadway night. Any memories of those in terms of if one stood out more than the rest, you want to touch on that you liked or whatever, hit me with it now. I'd love to hear.
Was it Broadway night where someone played before the game and it was like, wow, like that was really good. Someone played the piano or something maybe for
yes, yeah, it was Broadway night. Yeah, this little kid with the piano. Yeah,
nuts. That was crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, and just obviously it was different to shift gears. I mean, not walking up to certain things to fit the theme. I know for Schmack, Kyle, I know I was able to fit it in for you with Madagascar doing, you know, I like to move it. But, you know, did you ever expect, I mean, normally guys don't like having their walk-ups changed, but like for a night like that, you know, were you pretty, you know, content with doing that? And, you know, like, was it cool watching what other guys chose as well?
Yeah, I mean, my one in season was a Madagascar. I like to move it remix, so that's kind of why it really didn't bother me that much.
And then what was the other? The 2000s night. I mean, I know it was in a double header, but I mean, I felt like there were some bangers there, but also I know Chasey and Gio love this during pitching changes, like during an inning. I like messing with the other team with like songs that sound right but aren't right. And the one that I always did was the unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, but the part where it's the redhead kid in the car vine mixed in. You and Gio ate that up.
I know, that was too funny. I really enjoyed that one. That always gave me a good laugh.
Wasn't there always also that like the lose yourself Eminem one where it just keeps saying spaghetti?
Yes. Oh my goodness. You know what's really funny? I'm gonna spoil this for some people. I found something, it's Mr. Brightside, but it takes him a minute to come out of his cage. Like it just keep playing the opening guitar riff for an entire minute.
Oh jeez.
I feel like that won't just upset whoever's on the mound. It's gonna upset everybody in the stadium.
Yeah, that would upset me, that's for sure.
So I gotta ask, you know, like there were some good and bad walk-ups. I know Angel had given me some bangers. I know, you know, without me, I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic. I mean, there were some great bangers all around, and you could even say yourself, yeah, like I had the best walk-up on the team. But best walk-ups on the team, I need opinions. Angel, I haven't heard from you in a while. Let's start with you.
I liked Enos's.
Levitating.
I liked Enos's. I think it just fit him. I guess that was my favorite. I think
It really did. It really did. Rosie, I know you. I mean, you had one for your you know, for your grandmother's, you know, for that night, which I think I'm going to add in as part of the win song now at the end of games now. So, you know, props to you on that. But yeah, hit me with your own favorites and maybe hell even pick your own.
Chasey's walk-up song split.
Yeah, that always got me going, although it took me longer than I should have to implement it because I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to add it. I'm like, shoot, I gotta keep doing paper planes. I know he's not gonna be happy with it.
Yeah, it only took you like 2 or 3 more games.
It's my bad. I'll take the fall.
I know. I'm just giving you a
that.
hard time.
I know.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. But I mean, my personal favorite, because I gave this to Gio. I'm like, you know what? Take this and run with it. But Gio's song has to be top 5.
Which one was his?
The Timmy Trumpet.
It was Marcus Stroman's walk-up, I think.
No, it wasn't him. It was Edwin Diaz.
Oh, Edwin Diaz.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, that has to be top 5. But you know what's really funny? I don't know if you guys know this. I feel like Schmack might. So on Pink Night, I wanted to, you know, keep my routine with picking the fry guy, but Garrett Gray peer pressured me because Schmack had been hot to pick him as the fry guy. I don't know, Schmack. Did you know about this at all, or?
No, I think you told me like right before the game, but I didn't really know.
So I gotta ask also, you know, from your experiences, you know, did you feel any added pressure with, you know, being BK Fry guy, or if you're on the mound, being tasked with trying to, you know, get the taco guy out?
I mean, not really. It was just doing the same thing. You weren't really trying to do more. It would obviously be cool if you did it, but like if you didn't, like just pick the wrong game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, but the K-Man particularly, I sucked last year. It took me like maybe a week into the season to finally get it. But so I got to ask also. So for Rosie and Chasey, I mean, did you guys feel any pressure, especially when you got up to the 2 strikes? Like, you know, because there were a lot of times, I think more often than not, you have a 2-strike count and they'd somehow poke it in play. What are you guys remembering from that?
It was just
I
fun.
mean, yeah, for me, I was a closer, so like usually by the time I came into the game, the guy had already struck out at least once, so or I didn't face him, but
That's
I didn't have that pressure.
all right, Showboat. All right. So I gotta
Well,
ask.
it was the guys before me that got him out.
I mean, yeah, or again, like for some reason they just can't get out for whatever reason. I mean, again, it took me a week to get the first one, which was I don't even know how that happened. But anyways, so I gotta ask also, I know the Blue Day thing, obviously I didn't realize how big it was until a month into the season when Enos was telling me the point was doing it at every single game on the road. So like I gotta know, like from your perspective, like how big it got with him in terms of like how the bravado in which he did it.
That was definitely something that LaPointe took pride in.
Not
I don't
surprised.
know.
I mean, in terms of like comparing it to me, like, is it like a real? It's not just some random. It's pretty darn good.
It's very good. Yeah.
I wouldn't give him too much credit.
Yeah, come on now.
That guy
It was
sucks.
good. It was good.
I mean, so what? So when did he start doing it on the road?
I think it was like halfway through the season where it just kind of like the season was just like going on and we were just kind of sitting there and he knew we needed a boost. So he just like did it. Just kind of like happened.
That's how a lot of things just happen. Like I feel like that's really the big thing. But so I got to ask, obviously, you know, like the season didn't end the way you guys wanted to. And not to mention, got hosed out of a home playoff game because of some double booking at Murnane. But from what you guys remembered, I mean, obviously, I mean, I know it's not easy to talk about this stuff, but the game against Auburn in the playoffs, you know, was it just one of those things where, you know, it just wasn't your night, you know, or giving credit to them, you know, they played better, but, you know, because I think all four of you appeared in the game in some capacity. So, you know, what can you guys speak to in terms of, you know, what exactly went wrong, or, you know, any, like what your takeaways from that defeat to Auburn in the playoffs was?
Just baseball. Wasn't our day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's how it goes.
Didn't seem like everyone cared the same, and we were still doing the same thing we were doing. It's just
Just
they
a
beat
lineup
us.
change.
Yeah, not to mention playing on that turf field is a completely different animal. Like and I heard, like, again, because it's turf, you know, it's obviously something you're not used to, and it's not like it's good turf either. And I heard also, it says you guys only got like one or two hit, but apparently Schmack got a base hit and someone got thrown out at the plate and they ruled it a fielder's choice.
Yeah, the guy was on second base too, and he ran home.
And he
I
got
have no idea who did that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whoever did, show yourself, coward.
That was me.
I know. No. In terms of who scored it like that, like that's heinous.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, that field is
whatever.
nice. That is the nicest field we played on all year. So
I'm just saying the turf isn't good. That's all I'm saying.
turf's good.
It was fast.
This turf's nice. It's fast, but it's nice.
I do enjoy
Yeah.
pitching on a turf mound.
I mean, but it's not fun when you're pitching in front of like less than 100 people.
Well, yes, that is true.
Yeah, especially the turnout we would have had if it was at home.
We would have had a huge crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like I said, you know, like I don't care if it's on the record or not. Like Ben Julian was in for a night of reckoning with me
Who?
for what had happened a couple nights earlier.
Oh,
Calling me
sorry.
trash.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say, but like, you know, fucking on a leash. And I told you guys that. I told you guys that. You know, before even before that game happened. But I mean, overall, I mean, again, for most of you, this is like your first real summer collegiate baseball experience. Like, it's rare to say, you know, your first one's your best one. But like, is this something you're probably gonna, you know, tell you know, your future kids or whoever down the line, you know, about, you know, and just anybody really, you know, telling them, so many years down the line, about about the summer you had in Utica, New York, the dirty U, if you will. Who's going to take that one first?
I'll take it. I probably would, just because I'd if with my kids, I'd probably tell them that I played in Utica, just because I thought it was a cool experience for me, because my dad, when he was in the minor leagues, played at Murnane Field. Like, he played in Utica as well. So I just thought that was something cool for me. So that'd be like something to tell my kids or something like that. So
I can confidently say it was one of the most fun summers of my life. So that's one takeaway I can take from it. I was with a bunch of my friends for 60 days straight and no other issues. So simple as that.
Yeah, I'd just probably talk about like the bonds I made, first time just going away and meeting a bunch of new guys. And unfortunately, you may never see again, but the bonds you made within the 2 months was really cool.
Yeah, definitely the bonds and the fun aspect of it, but also kind of the history aspect of the Blue Sox organization. I mean, it's just kind of cool to be a part of that and on that historic field.
Yeah, and again, and obviously, as you guys heard, in September, Larry Walker got inducted to the Hall of Fame. He was a former Blue Sox, and he actually told a story about when he played at Murnane back in like 1985. So I mean, and Miguel Cabrera is another guy who's going to be going to the Hall of Fame very soon, and he was a Blue Sox as well. And by the way, before we sign off, I just want to get something off my chest. I don't like. I don't mind, poking fun or challenging the league office on certain things. But Kyle Schmack led the entire PGC on RBIs. Didn't get a sniff on the all league honors. What the hell is that? But I mean, I don't know. Kyle, did you even know you led the league in RBIs?
I think I knew that. And someone, I think
I
what's his name?
definitely told you.
Yeah, you were yeah, point maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that
idiot.
For the all league honors, I mean, Rosie obviously got recognized. I mean, Kyle should have gotten some. I mean, if you lead the league in RBIs over and by yourself, it's not like you shared it with anyone. Like, come on, gotta give him a sliver of recognition. But I mean, for you guys, I mean, again, there was a lot of positives. I mean, Angel made history, with that home run to give us, the single game run record. Schmack led the league in RBIs. Rosie had an ERA under 1, and Chasey was a dominant reliever. I mean, did you guys ever think that you four would be essentially such, almost like, I'm not saying the core, but part of the core of a very, very good squad this summer?
I mean, we're dogs, so I figured we'd be.
But it's funny you're saying you're dogs because you dress in a costume for one.
I did do that, but I mean, we just go out there, we kind of do what we do here, and just ball out and have fun. So I mean, it's easy to play with 3 other guys that how they play, so it's makes it easy, makes it fun.
Anyone else want to take that before we sign off?
Good.
I think I'm good.
Y'all are shy as hell. I don't remember this out of you guys 6 months ago. I don't even know who you are. The hell is that? But gentlemen, again, it was weeks in the making, but I'm really glad that I got all 4 of you here. You guys were definitely part of what made all of our summers, including mine, especially mine, I should say, that much more enjoyable. Again, you guys are easy to work with. I might have, slighted Chasey a little bit, but not on purpose. But for the most part, again, you guys are so easy to work with and made my job in life a hell of a lot easier. And, I can't thank you guys enough for what you did for me, and obviously for what you did for the entire organization, but being part of a Central Division championship squad. Gentlemen, thanks for the time on the Soxcast. Best of luck this season at Valpo. Angel, Kyle, rake out there for us, and Chasey and Rosie, you better shove out there for us. Best of luck this season, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
So that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the for the Soxcast. For Angel DiFederico, Jacob Rosenkranz, Nathan Chasey, and Kyle Schmack, Valpo boys for the Blue Sox this past summer. I'm your PA announcer, Tim Best. Check it out on the next episode of the Soxcast with the Wagner boys coming up next week. John LaPointe, Nick Hansen are going to be on that episode. So until next time,
No.
Blue Sox Nation, thanks for tuning in. Catch you all next week.